check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back once again. Today we're actually going to be talking about the UFC 268 more specifically. Kamaru, Usman, and Colby Covington are the headliners. I think it's fairly simple who I'm going with in this headline. It's going to be Kamaru Usman. It's going to be at least 4 rounds. So if you want to make some form of money off this pick, do Usman in the over. I'm pretty sure the over is 3.5. It might even be 4.5. This fight is at least going 4 rounds. So those are the 2 easy picks in that main event. Next up, I actually have Rose Namajunas and the under for that fight. I think if you're watching this video, you watched Rose's last fight. Thug Rose did what Thug Rose does, which is just fucking drop somebody. Whatever she does, it's always exciting to watch her fight. And it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again because Zhang Weili does not know how to defend herself. And I'm not talking about this as someone who knows how to fight. Not me. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I know how to watch someone fight. I've been watching people in the UFC for a million years. Before Conor McGregor, I've been watching him for basically half my fucking life now. And Zhang Weili is defending like out here when she gets dropped. She has no clue what she's doing on defense. She's really not fought anybody that I'm that impressed with. You know, Jessica Andrade, she beat Jessica Andrade. I always feel bad for Jessica Andrade because she's a good fighter, but she needs like this much more. You know, it's either she doesn't have enough stamina or she gets a little too crazy in the beginning. Feel bad for Jessica Andrade and little tangent. Zhang Weili is not going to win this fight. Rose Namajunas is going to win this fight, and she's going to do it in under 3 rounds. You can book that. Supremely confident about that. Next up, I have Justin Gaethje. Now, a lot of people I've seen are looking at Michael Chandler and liking the odds, and I really don't know why. Michael Chandler is only win in the UFC. Dan Hooker. And as we all know now, Dan Hooker is the definition of mediocrity. I like Dan Hooker, and I lost money on Dan Hooker that night. But we all know now, Dan Hooker he's not super special. I love the guy. He's got the supreme fighter last name, Hooker. Nasty. But he's not the guy. On the other side, you have Justin Gaethje. Who has Justin Gaethje fought? I wonder. Pretty much fucking everybody. And he's done well against everybody except for one guy who retired because he was too good and probably got bored, if we're being honest. That's why that guy is not there anymore. So I have Justin Gaethje. And we all know the guy can walk people down. He doesn't have feeling in his face. I'm pretty sure. Like there's no way there's no way he can feel his wife kiss him goodnight. Like there's not a chance because that guy's face gets pummeled every fight. So I'm supremely confident in that pick as well. This is where the waters get a little dicey for me though as I move to my next couple of picks. I didn't pick every single fight because some of them I just don't know enough, and I'm not gonna fill your head with false information. So the next fight I picked, Frankie Edgar. We all love Frankie Edgar. Great fighter, great to watch, always exciting, always something new when Frankie fights. I'm taking him at plus 135 versus Marlon Vera. Now, I'm not exactly sure Marlon Vera is favored by this much because I know Frankie's lost 3 out of 4, but all 3 of those fighters really good. Max Holloway, Corey Sandhagen, and Chan Sung Jung. Korean Zombie. Awesome fighters. All awesome fighters. And Marlon Vera has also lost to some good fighters. He beat Sean O'Malley, but let's just not even count that because Sean O'Malley beat himself, and not in the dirty way. I can't even remember the guy that Marlon Vera beat. Can't even remember his name. I should. I think it's like Craig or something. Doesn't matter. Frankie Edgar. Supremely confident he's going to win this. I don't know how many more fights Frankie's got left in him. And me personally, I am going to bet on Frankie until he retires. Or, maybe not. If he fights for way too long, then I'm just not going to do that. But I'm going to bet on him until it is physically unsafe for him to be in the ring, at the very least. Final pick I have for you. My hands are way too close to the camera. I'm going to lower them. Al Iaquinta, plus 155. Now, honestly, this is my least confident pick. And that kind of makes sense because it has the worst odds out of all my picks. But Al Iaquinta, I mean, that guy, what a fall from grace after Khabib, huh? But, I mean, Bobby Green doesn't excite me. Al Iaquinta excites me. And I know you're all probably sitting there after hearing my 5 picks and going, that's kind of like the most basic picks ever. These are all big-name UFC guys. Why did you pick all these big-name UFC guys? And because I fucking like them. And I've been watching them fight for a long time. And I know their potential. I know how good they can be when they want to be good. So I'm making those picks. And they're good picks. And most of you are going to be on the same page with me. And those of you who aren't, like, if you bet on Colby Covington to win on Saturday, I hope you lose your mortgage. I really do. Because he has zero chance. The only reason he's there is because of his big mouth. Is he a great wrestler? Mm-hmm. Is Kamaru Usman a better wrestler? Yup. Is he a good boxer? Nope. Is Kamaru Usman a great boxer? Yup. Kamaru Usman is the most complete fighter I've seen since John Jones, when John Jones was actually exciting to watch and not beating women. But we're not going to talk about that because that is sad. Rose, if you bet Zhang Weili, the fuck out of here. We're back in Thug Rose because that's the American thing to do. It's not only the American thing to do, it's a smart thing to do. The only thing I don't like about Rose is that she's engaged or married to her trainer or whatever. Kind of creepy. And if you want to do yourself a favor, look up Thug Rose with hair. Impressive. I don't know how she's so good at so many things. And also just gangster. Like, her actual hair color is blonde and she's a gangster. Nuts. Frankie Edgar, or I guess I did Justin Gaethje after that. Justin Gaethje, as I already said, like, I feel like he's kind of like a diet version of Nate Diaz, and that's not an insult, because at least he can speak normally and has a good life expectancy. And that's no diss at Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, I hope he doesn't see this because he'd kill me. Yeah. I shouldn't insult fighters in these videos because even though only 50 people watch them, if one day this ever works out, insulting fighters will get me killed. Should start making fun of soccer players or something like that. But anyways, Frankie Edgar, said enough about him. Al Iaquinta, just pick him because the guy he's fighting, who gives a shit about him? This is Al Iaquinta's comeback story. He's ready to go back up towards the top because he's kind of grazed his hand up there at one point. I think he's got a shot. Either that or he's just going to be a professional stepping stone for the rest of his career. Yeah. Honestly, really like all those picks, and you should too. And I hope you take them because I think we all 20 or 30 of us who are watching this video, I think we all could make some money. If you made it this far into the video, please like, comment, subscribe, maybe even share so we could have a couple more people. UFC is my favorite sport, and I'm going to try and do more videos on it, but honestly, it seems like the best route to take when trying to create content is the NFL. So if I start getting more views on these, I'd love to do more of this. Because there's no sport better than the UFC. And there's no better group of fans than UFC fans, other than the fact that all of you UFC fans are going to comment some shit about how I was wrong, but that's just because you're passionate and you're smart. It's like the smartest fan base on the planet, other than the people who just show up and complain when people start to wrestle, even though that's an integral part of the fucking game. Like, how do you show up to a UFC fight and not expect some form of wrestling? Like, other than those people, no better group of fans. And there's nothing more fun than watching a UFC fight, looking down at your phone for a second, looking back up, and there's a guy on the ground. You're like, what the fuck just happened? There's no better feeling. Hey, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, share, and let's all make some money on Saturday. Let's all have some fun.